Ever get that like almost panicky feeling when you're trying to log into some government website and you can't for the life of you remember which email you used or what the password was?
Oh yeah, all the time.
It's like a special kind of torture reserved for dealing with government stuff online.
It really is.
I mean, between taxes and healthcare and all the other things we do online these days,
Right.
it feels like we need a separate notebook just to keep track of all those logins.
You know, it's funny you should say that because there's actually a solution out there that's trying to solve this exact problem.
Oh, really?
It's called Login.gov, and it's kind of like a master key to the digital world of government.
A master key. That's an interesting way to put it.
You bet.
So that's what we're diving into today, folks. Login.gov. What it is, why it should matter to you, and what's new.
And I think it's important to note that this isn't just about making things a little more convenient. It's really about changing the way we interact with the government online.
I like that.
Yeah.
So let's start with the basics. What exactly is Login.gov?
So at its core, it's a single sign-on for a whole bunch of different government services online.
Okay.
Think of it like this. You create one Login.gov account, and then you can use that same account to log into a whole bunch of different websites instead of having to remember a million different usernames and passwords.
So instead of having a different login for, say, the IRS website and the Social Security website and whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You just have your one Login.gov account.
That's handy.
Yeah, and it covers a lot of ground. We're talking federal agencies, some state, and even some local services too.
Wow, so it's really becoming like a one-stop shop for all things government online.
Yeah, and I think that's the goal, to make things as easy and as streamlined as possible for people.
I mean, it's about time, right?
It really is. There's a study in 2023 that found people who use Login.gov, on average, use it for about 5 different government services, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's a lot less juggling of passwords.
Exactly, and it saves time, which I think is the biggest benefit here. The study actually estimated that people save around 10 minutes every time they log in using Login.gov compared to the old way of doing things.
10 minutes might not sound like a lot.
True.
But if you think about how many people are using these government services online,
Millions and millions.
that adds up to a lot of time saved.
Yeah, a lot of collective time saved. And it's not just about our time, it's also about the government's time. They don't have to manage all these different login systems anymore, so it frees up resources for them too.
So it's a win-win for everyone.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, whenever we're talking about logging into anything online, especially something involving the government, the big question is security.
Right, always.
We've all heard those horror stories about data breaches and identity theft. So how safe is Login.gov really?
I'd say it's pretty darn safe. They use something called two-factor authentication.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
It adds that extra layer of protection. So you enter your username and password like usual, but then you also get a unique code sent to your phone or your email that you have to enter to actually get in.
So even if someone steals your password, they still can't get into your account unless they also have your phone.
Precisely. It makes it a lot harder for hackers to get in, which is a huge relief, especially when we're talking about sensitive government information.
Definitely. It sounds like they're really taking security seriously.
They are. Now that's all great, but Login.gov isn't just resting on its laurels.
Oh, so there's more.
Oh yeah, they're constantly working on making it better and expanding what it can do. One of the coolest things on the horizon is that they're expanding beyond just federal services.
Really?
Yeah, they're partnering with more and more state and local governments.
Wow. So soon we might be able to use Login.gov for everything from renewing our driver's license to paying our property taxes.
Exactly. And even things like applying for local permits. They're trying to make it a truly comprehensive platform for all government interactions online.
That's pretty amazing. It would be so much easier to have just one account for everything.
Right. And to make it even more accessible, they've started offering in-person identity verification at some USPS locations.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. So if you're not comfortable verifying your identity online.
Or maybe you don't have reliable internet access.
Exactly. You can just go to a participating post office and do it there in person.
I had no idea. That's a great way to make sure everyone can access the platform, regardless of their tech skills or situation.
I agree. And on top of all that, they've made some changes to their pricing structure to make it more affordable for government agencies to use.
So how does it work?
They've moved to a tiered pricing model based on usage. So smaller agencies or those with smaller budgets don't have to pay as much as the big federal agencies.
That makes a lot of sense. It removes a barrier for smaller agencies to get on board.
And the more agencies that adopt Login.gov, the more useful it becomes for everyone.
That's the network effect, right?
Exactly.
So let's zoom out for a second and think big picture. Where could Login.gov be headed in the future? What's the ultimate vision?
Well, I think the ultimate vision is for Login.gov to become the gold standard.
The gold standard.
Yeah, for accessing any and all government services online.
So no more separate logins for anything.
Ideally, no. It would be this seamless, unified digital experience for everyone.
You know, I could even imagine it going beyond just logging in.
How so?
Imagine having a personalized dashboard where you can see all your relevant information from different agencies in one place.
Oh, yeah, like your tax records, your social security benefits, your healthcare information, all in one place.
Exactly, and maybe you even get proactive notifications about deadlines or changes to your benefits.
That would be incredible.
All based on your individual profile and needs.
It would make things so much easier and efficient.
And potentially even more equitable, since everyone would have access to the same information and tools.
Exactly. And it would save so much time and hassle for everyone involved. But, there's always a flip side.
What do you mean?
Well, with any system that has this much personal data in one place, there are legitimate concerns about privacy and security.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's a treasure trove of information for hackers if it's not properly protected.
So what can be done to ensure that the information on login.gov stays safe?
Well, first and foremost, they need to continue prioritizing strong security measures like two-factor authentication and encryption.
Right.
But it also goes beyond just the technical stuff. They need to be transparent about how they're handling our data, who has access to it, and what safeguards are in place.
Transparency is key.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, it's about trust. People need to trust that their information is being handled responsibly.
I think it's a good note to end on. Login.gov is clearly poised to play a huge role in shaping the future of digital government.
I agree. It's already making things easier and more efficient for millions of people. And if they can address those privacy and security concerns, it has the potential to revolutionize the way we interact with the government.
It's definitely an exciting development to keep an eye on. And here's something for you listeners to ponder. Could this kind of unified platform, with all our information in one place, actually lead to more personalized and proactive government services?
Interesting question.
Services that anticipate our needs before we even know we have them. Food for thought.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into login.gov. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye-bye.